Today I'm going to do a video showing how I dye my hair this pink color. I've already separated out the part that I want it to dye pink, and as you can see, it's been a while since I've colored it. It's been about a month, you can see by the roots. Now what I'm doing today is I'm just bleaching out the roots and reapplying, because this here really doesn't need any more color in it. Maybe a touch up, but not a lot. It's mostly the roots that need doing. So I'm just going to pin this back up and show you the products that I'm using. I'm using this product here. It's called Splat, and the color is Pink Fetish, which is pink, of course. Now, my results are usually a lot lighter than what's on the box, and it's lighter than what the product actually is because I cut with hair conditioner. This is an ink-based dye which does no damage to your hair. It says to leave it on for 45 minutes in the box, but I found that it sinks into your hair better if you leave it on a lot longer than that. But you probably want to follow the directions the first couple times you use it because everybody's hair is different. The Splat comes with its own bleaching kit, but I found that it's just not enough for my hair. It only ever turns my hair orange, and I don't want it to be orange because it does not work. And a lot of people with naturally dark hair that's almost black or black hair will find that this kit will not work with their hair. So what I use is this from Garnier. I've also used L'Oreal bleaches and everything, and for the dark hair you want to use extra bleach. This one says D+ on the top. Go on, Ike. Now how we use the bleach kit is it comes with the different chemicals there that you mix together in the tray. Because I don't need a lot, and that's in one package is enough to do my entire head of hair, you can actually get this one box, which they had this at the Dollarama for a short time for $3. It's usually between $8.99 and $11.99 depending on where you get it. You can have this bottle last you an entire year by using the strand test. When you look into your instruction page, it has all the directions for use. There's the strand test, and it breaks it down into parts. And it'll say 1 part bleaching cream, half part lightening powder, and 2 parts developer. And it actually says A, B, and C, and that's actually on the label. So it's very easy to follow, and depending on how much you want, you can use a tablespoon or a teaspoon. Because I have a lot of roots to do today, I'm going to be using the tablespoon. And why are you guys so curious today? Go on. Several years ago I was using a different coloring kit, and it was a very bright fire engine red. It was called L'Oreal Color Rays, and you cannot get it anymore. It came with this cute little spatula and a little brush. Stop laughing out there. It also came with a mixing tray. Now these trays used to be double side by side because it used to hold all the bottles in one side and then your disposable tray in the other. I've been using this tray now for the last 5 years because that's the last time that they released L'Oreal Color Rays. So I still have these same tools. I have a couple more of these wands because I had bought quite a few kits over the years. And as long as you wash them out, it's fine. This wand still has some purple on it from the last time I applicated the Splat color, because I have it in almost every color that they produce. But this isn't going to be a problem. It'll just help with having a gradient color from dark to light. If you don't have a little spatula like this, you can go to your local craft supply store and get glue spreaders. They work very much the same. It's a little more flexible, but it's pretty good. And it's a little sturdier at the base here because if you apply too much pressure, it's likely to snap along here. But this is pretty good, and it also has a point on the end, so you can use this for separating your hair, as well as using the end of this for separating. They're pretty much identical in how you can use them, but I used the spatula that came with the kit. So I'm going to change the camera angle so you can see me mixing the chemicals and their proper proportions. So our strand test directions say 1 part bleaching cream, labeled as C. Half part lightning powder, listed as B. And 2 parts of developer, which is A. I usually like to mix in the lightning powder first, and I also personally double it because I know how my personal hair is and how it reacts. When you first do it, you should do it as per the directions. Now this is not exactly one full part, but it is more than the half, so we're just going to go with that just because we've used the last of this packet. And make sure this is thoroughly sealed afterwards. Just wrap this in paper towel until you can wash it off. And scrape everything to the bottom of your mixing pan and just stir it up until it's completely blended. Alright, so it'll take on that really white, almost hair conditioner or shampoo look, and it should be a consistency that it runs, but it's not too super runny. If it's really runny, I've added a little bit more powder to it. But again, you should follow the directions until you know how your hair reacts to the product. So now we're going to apply this. Now you'll definitely want to wear gloves for this. And have your sleeves up. Pretty much you just apply it with the spatula. You also want some hair clips. If you don't have the alligator clips, regular clips will work just as well, because you're just using it to pin the hair up out of the way. So I do have a little bit of short hair here that didn't get put up, so we're going to do that first. And we are just concentrating on the roots. You do not want to do the rest unless your hair has not been dyed before. Usually I do this standing up much closer to the mirror, which is why I'm having a little bit of trouble doing it now. Pretty much you just go that way, a little bit back the other way, and that will cover all of your roots. So I'm just going to keep parting and spreading, and then we'll come back after it's all applicated. So now that we have the bleach in, I'm just going to take random spots and open it up just to make sure that there is bleach applied in all the places. And if there's any little dry spots, just touch in. So I've got my roots covered in the bleach solution. Now there's some dark streaks in here from past applications that it didn't turn as well as it could have. So I'm just going to put streaks right over those specific spots, and that'll lighten those up. Just going to put the remaining bleach right on the back of here, and this will help it soak through to the other layers as well. And I also put some on the back side, or on the front side. And so now it's time to clip this in place and just leave it for the time specified. It says 30 minutes for the strand test, and that's the point where I would check to see what color is underneath the bleach, and you do that by just scraping the bleach off, and if it's not light enough you just take the spreader back and rub that bleach back over the spot. Now for my hair it usually takes around 45-50 minutes for it to lighten to the point, but make sure you follow the directions and check your hair at different intervals to make sure that it's lightening to where your hair needs to be. Now it's time to put the pink in, and you can put this in full strength. The color will be a lot darker, but where I want to make it brighter and more vibrant and actually glow under black light, I'm going to cut it with conditioner. And it doesn't matter what kind of conditioner that you use, this just happens to be the one I'm using. In the actual instructions for Splat hair dye, it actually has a ratio to conditioner for touching up your hair color. Now I usually mix between 1/3 and 1/2, and today we're going to go for just a little bit under 1/2. You can use a spoon to measure it if you want, but I've been doing it so long I don't really do that anymore. And you just stir that, and you can already see the color of it starting to change a bit. It's becoming more fluorescent. Not too much more, but the result will be a lot more obvious in your hair. Alright, so now that that is mixed up, I'm going to start applying that with the little brush. As you can see, my hair is still fairly orange after the dyeing process. That's because I did not use as much lightening powder as I usually do. I could have left this in for probably an hour, but I didn't want to do too much damage to my hair, which is another reason why cutting this with conditioner is good. Although the ink itself isn't going to harm your hair, putting conditioner in is going to soften and recondition your hair after the bleaching, which eliminates a lot of the dryness and breakage that some people have with bleaching their hair. So I'm just going to start combing this in, and then we'll come back once it's all done. So it's pretty much the same as putting your bleach in, only you go all the way through.